Welcome everyone to the Infernal Brotherhood of the Scruffy Looking Nerf Herders. This is a live streaming YouTube video podcast about Star Wars, for Star Wars fans, by Star Wars fans. Said that weird, don't care. Anyways, we're going to be continuing our episodic review of Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi with part 2.
I have to update that because I left that as beginning. Yeah, so this is also, of course, these are all going to be directed by Deborah Chow. The story was by Stuart Betty and Hussein Amini. Teleplay by Joby Harold. And this was again released right after the first part on Friday, May 27th on Disney+. Well, let's get into this recap because there's a lot happening here.
Yeah, this is a heavy fucking episode. So yeah, after we end with the previous episode of Obi-Wan getting ready to finally leave planet. He ends up on Daiyu and he's trying to track a ship and encounters one of the funniest fucking people. What was his name? Haja Estri. Dude was pretending to be a Jedi in the worst way possible, and I loved it. Like, that shit was great.
I didn't think you were going to love that.
It was so bad that it was good. I mean, I guess I should I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but we get a sort of a taste of what Daiyu is going to be once he does get off the ship, because he goes up to presumably one of the dock workers or whatever, and it's like, hey man, so I was tracking this ship and I can't find it, and dude's like, yeah, obviously, because we block trackers. It's fucking Daiyu. Everybody wants their privacy.
Yeah.
So then we find out where we're going to be. But yeah, no, I liked Haja. That was funny as shit. Just so like, oh, I'm gonna close these with purpose, and I'm gonna grab this fucking comm link, and the mind trick shit, that was hilarious.
I am in your mind.
Yeah, like the whole time Obi-Wan's just sitting there like, fuck is this? This motherfucker's crazy. Yeah, that whole interaction, that shit was hilarious, especially when he steals all the dude's shit and breaks it. That was funny. I love that.
Yeah, I don't know. It rang as odd to me because let's pretend we're in this galaxy where Jedi are being hunted and murdered. Why would that be your angle? To pretend to be the thing that is going to get you hunted and murdered. That doesn't make sense to me. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if I was an Inquisitor and I ran across this guy because I heard there was a Jedi helping people on that planet, and I got to him and I found out he wasn't a Jedi, I would just kill him out of wasting my time.
Right. Well, I mean, he did stress to the mother and child, like, don't fucking say shit because I can die from this.
Yeah, but you got this little kid on the street telling people about you. Like,
yeah, but kid seems fucking smart. I mean, he's growing up on the streets of some crime-ridden place. Like, he probably knows how to keep his mouth shut and be quiet around the right people. So,
all right.
Yeah, I bought it.
So, I mean, he is the reason why Obi-Wan had any idea about where Leia was being holed up.
Yeah.
And it was in Breaking Bad. I just thought
pretty much. Pretty fucking much.
He goes in there with the mask and everything. I was just like, I've seen this before. What's going on here? Where is Bryan Cranston in here?
Right. Well, I just loved how matter of fact he was with everything, because Obi-Wan calls him out. He's like, hey man, I'm trying to find this kid. You're a fucking loser. So I figure I should probably ask a fucking loser, because the loser would know. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, it's over here. You can't get in there, but it's over there.
Yeah.
And then he just walks in because it's Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that's the thing that always it bugged me about the next scene when Flea is like staring at him. He's like, you're not a Jedi anymore. You're just a regular person. Like, he's the best Jedi ever. Like, he is as good as it gets. As Anakin Skywalker was saying, he's as wise as Yoda and as powerful as Mace fucking Windu.
Yeah.
This dude, I don't care how rusty he is, will mess you up without really having to try.
And he does.
How did you like the fight sequences and his sort of like new fight style?
Like getting his ass kicked? Yeah, that was great.
Well, like the twists and turns, it's almost like judo, but then it's like different. I mean,
I loved it because the thing is, this is also somebody who, again, has closed himself off from the Force for 10 years. So he's I'm assuming he's had to get in some scuffles along the way, and he's had to learn how to defend himself without using the Force, without using his typical arsenal. So yeah, I thought it was cool as shit, and it just felt real, especially like when you clock somebody in the face, and then it's like shit. Like that's what happens. You punch somebody the wrong way, you hurt your fucking hand, or even if you punch someone the right way, you probably hurt your hand.
I like seeing that Zavrik knock him, and he's like flew back in his head. Yeah. He's like, oh shit. That's what it feels like. Oh my god. Yeah, it did feel weird. The thing is it almost gave me a Daredevil vibe.
Yeah.
It was like that much of it.
Straight up.
Which I love. That's a good thing. Like I'm glad that he had to go toes and he wasn't on top. I mean, you and I, we talk about this a lot about, needing sort of consequence in stories and stuff, and watching him, it didn't happen a lot, but he did end up getting beat up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I just think it's realistic, and it's, it's needed. If he just won everything, it wouldn't be fun to watch.
Yeah.
What did you think about that clone trooper on the street?
I fucking hated it. They did not need to put Tamora in another fucking role. Like, I'm sorry, I'm still salty about Boba Fett, so like, he can just kindly go fuck himself for a little bit.
Wow.
It was so terrible that they didn't need to do that. I mean, I liked it because it was, that's what happened. Like, a lot of them that weren't useful anymore got kicked the fuck out. And to see somebody, presumably he was 501st because he was wearing the 501st armor, just to see them on the streets, like that was a trip.
It did make me think that once all the bounty hunters had the little Obi-Wan Kenobi head popping up and everyone, little audio references of Obi-Wan going out, that clone trooper is still under Order 66. Why didn't he get his drunk ass off the street and go hunt Obi-Wan? That would have been awesome.
Yeah, but didn't that only last for so long? I thought the
thing
chip
in their head.
Yeah, thought they kind of weeded that out in Bad Batch.
Was that in? But also in
Wait, no, the
Rebels, right? They like had that with the old troopers and the Rebels. No, they all took theirs out.
Yeah, they all took theirs out,
and they did that in Bad Batch too for the other ones. So I don't know. I don't know if there was a finite span or not. It was in my head when I saw it. I was like, oh, he's going to be hunting Obi-Wan soon. And it never happened. I was like, oh, okay, well, never mind. It just made me think of episode 2 when they were like going to, he caught Obi-Wan's lightsaber as it fell after they shot him off of that lizard thing on Utapau. I was just like, oh, they're still going to go after his ass. Like, it's on. This is going to be awesome. But instead, he was just like, no, here's some change. Get some coffee. Drunk dude on the street.
Right.
Okay. That was weird. I did love that. I thought it was weird that girl gave him this massive vial of spice.
Yeah, that's a fuck ton of spice, dude.
It was just so big.
Like, he is a bad drug dealer.
Yeah.
Like, you get somebody hooked, you give them just the tiniest bit that you know is going to fuck them up really good.
A taste, not kill them.
Yeah.
Like, it took down 3 dudes in that closed environment, and then I was like, oh, that's why she gave it to him. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little ham-fisted fucking storytelling, but okay. I'll buy it. I did like that he got away, and then Reva is like coming in, and she's like, where is he? And they're just like high as shit. Like,
fuck yeah, they're on PCP, motherfucker. They don't understand anything that's going on.
I thought that was a lot of fun. But it did. So we see the Inquisitor and his troops come marching down the street, and they chastise her again. This time it made sense because she stole a senator's kid. Like, that's crazy land type shit.
Yeah. Because I mean, he's a fucking part of the Empire.
Yeah. Like a big part. He's a fucking senator.
Yeah. Like the Senate hasn't been disbanded yet, so he's still a crucial part of keeping the theocracy going. Yeah. So yeah, I can understand why he got pretty pissed about that.
Yeah, that rang true to me. I was glad that they laid that, and he was like threatening her and telling her like, you're a street rat. You're only here because you have a little skill, but you're still garbage. You're still dirt. I was just like, yeah, dig into her, put her in her place.
Well, it's so great too because he's so calm and collected about it.
Mm-hmm.
Never raises his voice. That it's just that much more sinister when he's fucking riding her ass.
Yeah, it wasn't until that scene that I started liking that character again, because I hate the character design so much of like every one of the Inquisitors. It just really bugs me like a lot. Ugh.
It's the lightsabers, man. That's the only part that bothers me.
Those are so fucking dumb too.
But we'll get into
Yeah.
the discussion that I had with Captain Cool about that.
I don't even know who Captain Cool is. What is that?
Oh, that's my wife.
Oh, okay.
She decided last night that her name is Captain Cool now. So
Nice. Do I have to call her that too?
no,
Captain Cool.
no. And I hope she's listening because she doesn't deserve that fucking title. I had to stop the episode and we talked about those lightsabers and why they're wrong for a good 10, 15 minutes before resuming the episode. It was pretty goddamn funny.
Jeez. Okay. Wow. What did you think about Obi-Wan once he grabs Leia and they're running around and then she like breaks away from him?
Made sense.
Like, I can't trust you.
Yeah, I mean, it totally made sense because really, what does she have to go off to trust him other than he unlocked her?
Right.
I mean, it's just some strange dude that looks homeless going like, hey, come on, your dad sent me.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't he send the army? Well, fuck off. That's why. Let's go.
Well,
So
fuck off, little kid.
I understood her reasoning for, like, oh my God, all these people have this thing on their wrist and he's on it. What the fuck is this?
Mm-hmm.
You're a criminal too. I should get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, if we're thinking in continuity terms, she cannot know he's Obi-Wan because she doesn't know who the hell that old man is in A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as a little kid, if it's just that nice old guy named Ben who rescued you, well, then that's okay. She doesn't know it's Obi-Wan. She, until she's older, she's not going to have that clue.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's, I like that aspect of it. It would have felt really weird if he was like, I'm Obi-Wan, I'm a Jedi here to rescue you.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, what's a Jedi? And even then she does know what a Jedi is, which is weird. She's 10. How the hell does she know? But we had that great moment. He's like, how old are you?
Yeah.
She's like, well, thank you. You don't seem that young. She's just so great. And he was like, you remind me of someone. I'm just like, oh, Padme. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a pretty heavy moment as well. I can't get enough of her interactions with him. Like when he's like, oh, just we'll tell everybody you're my daughter. She's like, more like granddaughter. What? Nothing. This fucking kid, man, she quit.
That was so funny. Oh, I was laughing at that part too. Oh, that was so good. She's just sharp. Mm-hmm. And when she's supposed to be emotional, you can see it in her performance. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I can't complain about the running. I mean, she's a little kid. You're always taught not to trust people you don't know. Mm-hmm. And then suddenly this guy she finds out is a wanted criminal, according to the rest of the world that she's in. Yeah. Of course you would run. Of course. It makes perfect sense. I also like that. If you're a Jedi, float me. I want to float. Yeah. Make me float.
Yeah, which, I mean, that makes sense. You're a child. Like, why wouldn't you want that?
Yeah. He's like, will you shut the fuck up? I'm going to get killed here. Like, there's tons of people all around, and you're asking me to make you float. All right. You got to invite you to go meet it. He'll make you float.
Right.
Shut your ass up. So as... All right, I'm going to say something here because it really bothers me, but the connection that I'm making, I actually really enjoyed.
Okay.
What did you think about The Office's parkour episode being infused into this?
Dude, that's the first thing I thought. It's just as soon as she starts doing her shit on
parkour.
Yeah, exactly. Parkour. That's the only thing I think anytime I see somebody doing parkour is just that episode because it's so fucking good. It
was great in that episode, but let's just keep it there. Because it is not great in this.
No, it looks so bad. Like she is clearly on wires.
Yeah.
And that's the weird thing too. For somebody with force abilities, it should look natural. And for all the faults that the prequel trilogy has, like when they're doing shit with their force powers, it looks like they're doing shit with their force powers.
Yeah.
Like that just, it felt like, okay, we're going to keep this as practical as possible. Okay, now she's galloping like a lion for some reason. I thought it was a little much. Wasn't necessary.
I just thought it was so weird. Like, I get the technique of her hiding on the rooftops and waiting to see the action. And then once, she finds out where he is, she's clearly going to go over there. Mm-hmm. But we had a good 4 or 5 takes of her doing parkour. Mm-hmm. I was just like, who is this benefiting? What are you telling us with this in the show? Like, she's just an acrobat? She's a Jedi. Of course she can do that stuff. And, to your point, if you're going to do it, you've got to do it well. Do another take if it doesn't look good. Don't just keep it. Mm-hmm. It just looked so stuffy, and I don't know. It just didn't feel right. It felt way out of place, and it made me think of The Office, which is weird. I don't want to think about The Office in Star Wars. I don't know. I didn't like it. But it did mean that she, got to find out where they're going, because she runs into that dude, that wannabe Jedi, who is just... When that little boy comes up to him and says, look, this guy is wanted. We could have made tons of money. He's like, oh, that's embarrassing. And they leave. Mm-hmm. In my head, they're going to hunt him.
Well, yeah, especially because dude pulls out his blaster.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, okay, they're going to go capture this motherfucker and get the credits.
Which makes sense. Like, it leads to the character that we know that this guy's doing. And then suddenly he gets there, he's like, I'm going to help you. I'm trying to make amends, and I'm trying to do the right thing. And like, shit, what? Shut the fuck up. No, you should have tried to capture him, because that's what you were led to believe. Now you're giving us a weird 180-degree spin on the character that we had no suggestion was going to be there. And it just felt out of place. It made me feel like if Flea would have started playing an instrument, I would have been like, what the fuck is he playing an instrument for? That doesn't make sense in this. I know he's a musician, but this is Star Wars. And so we have fucking Harold and Kumar doing jokey jokes. Like, he just plays the same character in everything he's in. I don't know. It didn't take me out the first time I saw him. I just didn't enjoy the performance. And then this second time we saw him, it really felt out of place. And it took me completely out of the show. I don't know.
So it didn't bother me that much. I just didn't understand the presto change of deathbed repentance switch. Because there was... What was the catalyst?
Yeah.
Like, they were going to capture him for the reward. What happened in between when they left his office to showing up, killing that bounty droid, and then being like, hey, here, this will get you off planet?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that bothered me, was just what made him change his mind. Because, I mean, he does say, oh, well, I just want to make amends. For what, man? You're hustling like everybody else on this planet, and you're still doing something good.
Yep.
Like, yeah, you're getting fucking paid for it, but you're still doing something good. Like, you're getting people the fuck off planet, getting them to where they want to be. You're not a bad guy. You're just a dick that's making a couple bucks.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
I mean, you have to live, you know? You have to be able to buy food. Like, it made sense to me, the whole thing, until that moment when he, like, turns the corner. I was like, no, that's dumb. He's tricking. He's trying to trick Obi-Wan or something. But no, it ended up being the truth.
That's kind of what I was thinking initially, was like, oh, yeah, he's just going to fuck with him. He's going to go throw him up on that platform. Yeah. And then, hey, guess what? Third sister, I captured the son of a bitch. He's locked and ready to go.
Yeah.
And then that wasn't the case at all. Him coming out and like, oh, I'm a Jedi. I'm going to fuck you up. And she's just like, no, you're not. I'm going to fuck you up.
So he goes up to the actual landing platform, and no one's there, except behind him he hears that third sister coming. I always want to say her name, and I always say it wrong. Reva. This felt good to me. I liked that she was stalking him, and he was hiding and trying to get Leia to the damn transport as quickly as safely as possible. And I liked everything that happened until the Grand Inquisitor came in. Like, he's right here. Why can't you just capture Obi-Wan and then talk shit to me? Why do you got a monologue right now? Like, he's right there. Let's get him.
Yeah, exactly.
What
Like, that is the epitome of your job, is to catch these sons of bitches. He is right there.
It's Obi-Wan.
Get him.
There. The dude was just like, I'm going to get it myself. Stand down. Dick, it's Obi-Wan. You better work with someone else. Like,
right? And that's the thing I don't get, especially being the Grand Inquisitor, Vader's right-hand man.
Mm-hmm.
You should understand how powerful this motherfucker is. Like, and especially because you are an ex-Jedi. You were a part of the Order.
A temple guard, so he knew Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, you should know how fucking powerful he is. You should have the entire Inquisitory there.
Yeah.
Trying to get this motherfucker.
Just weird. It's just, he just let him go. It just didn't make any sense. He was like, I'll get to it in a second. I'm going to talk sternly to you and shake my finger.
At least then he got stabbed, so it was cool.
Okay, yeah, and then that's really weird, because everyone who knows Rebels, the dude is clearly alive and fine.
Mm-hmm.
So this was very much just her thinking she's going to kill him, and he's going to be coming back. Like, Boba Fett's going to end up finding the Grand Inquisitor, give him a new stomach.
I fucking hope so.
Like, you know that's happening. We're going to see another mod parlor.
Oh, God. I don't know how I'd feel about that. I want to say
I would
I'd
lose
be
my
really
mind.
disappointed in them, but I'd also probably laugh my ass off the whole time and be like, okay, whatever. The joke's on everybody now.
Yeah, now you're just fucking with us. I mean, clearly he's going to have a fixed up stomach and it's not going to, whatever. It's not going to change.
Yeah, I mean,
him.
it's a single lightsaber wound to presumably non-vital organs. And I mean, part of their training was already dismemberment. Yeah. Like, they can deal with some fucking pain and shit. So yeah, and that felt like of no consequence. That's like her walking up and punching him in the throat and then running off.
Mm-hmm. It was that next scene where she tells him, "You didn't know."
Yeah,
Anakin. So the side, Obi-Wan's side of it, of receiving the information, was so fucking good. And just seeing his shock and horror at it, like, I've lived the past decade thinking that I killed my best friend, and now I find he's alive, but he's fucking Vader? Like, holy shit! Like, that's the worst. It's one thing to turn against everything you know and love, and then I kill you and stop you. It's another thing for you to survive that and then continue hunting everyone. Like, everything that I did means nothing. Everything that I'm suffering for means nothing, except it just hurts. So not only did we lose, I lost at losing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so much to pile on him, and I just feel like you can see it on his face. And then we get that shot.
Yeah.
In the
that fucking end scene.
Oh, man.
Jesus Christ. Like, I was not at all excited to see Hayden Christensen as Vader.
Oh, really?
Until that moment.
Yeah.
Then it was like, all right, cool, let's do this.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Oh, man, when he said Anakin and it got those eyes opening up, I screamed. I was like, oh my God, like, yeah! And Shauna was trying to work. She's like, what are you...
Like, it's your own fucking fault for working.
Losers with jobs. I'm trying to watch a show, damn it. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And it was horrifying. Like, it wasn't a pleasant looking experience at all, and which just adds to the terror of it all. Oh gosh, I can't wait. All right, so what was your favorite moment of this episode?
Just seeing Dayu, like that, it just reminded me of like the underbelly of Coruscant, and that was so fucking awesome. Yeah, or Nar Shaddaa, definitely. Yeah, it's just so fucking cool to see that, because we haven't really seen that with the last few series. I mean, we got the Halo ring in Book of Boba Fett for, a couple minutes of an episode, but we haven't really had like a bustling metropolitan area scene. So that was cool as shit. I love that.
Yeah, my favorite part had to be that end sequence when we see the horror on on Obi-Wan's face, and then we get the eyes of Anakin in the Bacta tank. I mean, Vader in the Bacta tank. He's not Anakin anymore. It was just so good, and it got me so pumped and so excited because now we know the next episode is going to be Vader suiting up and chasing down. Because here's the thing. Here's what makes it really difficult, and I don't know how they're going to do this. Because all we have to do is follow the line. Reva stole Senator Bail Organa's daughter. Vader knows where Obi-Wan is going to be taking this kid. Back to Bail Organa. So now Vader only has to go to Alderaan and wait. And that's it.
Yeah.
Like, he could just wait for Obi-Wan right there. And Bail Organa has to take Vader in and show him a good time and give him dinner, and because he's part of the Empire. Like, how wonderful of a tense moment is that going to be? If that's how they play it out. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do because we didn't see her delivered yet. We just saw them escaping Dio. So, oh man, it's got me thinking we're going to get that Empire Strikes Back scene on Cloud City at a dining table. And he's just going to like come in. I'm hoping someone else mentions how bad he stinks because I think it would be a really funny long running joke.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh gosh. So, least favorite moment.
Those goddamn lightsabers, man.
When he was spinning and he was killing Flea.
I fucking hate that so much. And like the biggest part of the argument that I had with Jana was, she's like, oh, well, it'll fucking kill everything. It's like, yeah, not really. Look at episode 2 or 3, whatever one it is that Grievous dies in. 2. He has 4 fucking lightsabers, and he's like blah, 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 just doing his thing, and he gets shot and dies. And she's like, oh, well, he was a robot. It's like, no, he was a cyborg trained by one of the greatest lightsaber wielders of all existence.
Yeah.
Like, he is top 3 greatest lightsaber users ever, period. And it doesn't matter. And then I started going into the whole Darth Bane thing. It's like, look, it's actually not practical to have more than one blade because you have to then focus on 2 blades instead of 1. It's an intimidation factor, blah, blah, blah. And she's just looking at me just like she's dead inside. Yeah, so that was my least favorite part. Seeing that and then having to explain that to somebody who is realizing what they got into.
You're watching the love fade out of her eyes the longer you talk.
Not even the love, just the life. Like, I watched the will to live disappear a little bit from behind her eyes. It was rough.
Oh, man. My least favorite was the Inquisitor not grabbing Obi-Wan. Like, they were right there together. He should have been like, okay, let's go. Let's do this.
Right.
And then we could see Obi-Wan whip both their asses. Which I'd be totally down with.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
Yeah, because he's got his fucking lightsaber on him. He was ready to light that shit up, and then she started talking about Anakin.
I'm glad, though, because I want him to light his lightsaber for the first time against Vader.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I can't wait for that
Although
scene.
I am kind of secretly hoping for that moment where he goes to light it, but it's been buried for 10 fucking years, so it doesn't have a full charge. So it's like, shit. Like, I want to see that. That would be pretty cool
if they did something like that. Yeah. So hopes for what's next. What do you want to see next episode?
I'm really digging the dynamic between him and Leia and how closely tied they are together. Like, I just want to see them explore that more, because I mean, yeah, Luke was always his ward, but really it was his duty to protect both children. Like, that was basically Padme's dying wish, was to protect both her kids. So he swore an allegiance to both of them. So it'll be nice to see him taking care of her versus focusing on Luke.
Do you think she'll be in this series much longer? Because she was literally a MacGuffin. You know, she was only there in order to draw Obi-Wan off Tatooine. I
don't know. I would imagine we're going to get her at least another episode or 2. I mean, obviously she'll have to be in the next episode, but I really like the idea of her being sort of a beeline throughout the rest of the series.
Do you feel bad we haven't seen anything about Luke?
No.
Okay.
Not really. I
like,
mean,
he
what's there?
Can't have any engagement with old Ben. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what is there to see about him? He's a fucking farmer for the first 19 years of his life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as exciting as that. So.
Yeah, I don't want Leia to be in the next episode very much. I want them to have that delivery scene, and then the immediate threat of like maybe Vader's transport is coming to land, and they have to welcome him on board. They're like, "You need to get out of here right now." You know, like I can't imagine why Vader would do anything other than go to Alderaan.
Yeah,
it seems like the only logical thing to do, aside from whipping the shit out of the Grand Inquisitor for not capturing him when he had the chance.
Right. Yeah, like, why did you stop? Why did you have to do your monologue? It was right there.
Like, he's gonna heal his stomach in his Bacta tank just so he can pull him out and beat his ass. Like, you're only alive so I can whip your ass, you punk ass motherfucker.
Right.
Oh gosh. I can't wait. I'm so excited to see what happens this next damn episode. And it's Wednesday, so we only have a couple days. Oh, it's going to be great. All right.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about with this?
Nah, we got this.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in, either live during the show or after. Let us know what you thought about this second episode and what you're looking forward to on Wednesday when we get that third episode and Vader is going to be in it, at least putting his arm on. Like, there's going to be something. What if that's all we get? Him just getting his limbs put on.
I mean, whatever. It's just building the tension.
Yeah. Oh man, I want to see him like crack his robotic knuckles, just for effect. Just like he's like, I'm getting ready. Oh shit, I got to get new hands now. Like, fucking awesome. All right. Well, you're gonna get new reviews like this, as we apologize, every week that this episode is going. It's only 4 more episodes, but the Sunday following the episode, we're going to be here talking about it, and we would love you to join us. So if you want to just riff a little Star Wars with us, come on in every Sunday evening. Let's have some fun. Until the Infernal Brotherhood convenes again, my fellow scruffy looking Nerf herders, may the Force be with you.
Goodness, the light is unforgiving. God, that entire interaction is so much fun.
I kind of wish Leia's in it still, just so we can get more of her sass.
Yeah.
She's like on like an 11 with her sass.
Yeah, 100%.